All right. We're back with another stream. We're going to start out with doing the con challenger event, and today they have one for the augments here, and you have to have a certain crew. We'll go over the crewing here in a minute, but they've got certain officers you have to have on the deck. They got Mabinga, Sam Kirk, and uh, Section 31 Giorgio. And below deck, they've got uh, whatever Christy Alley's Wrath of Khan and two of the Section 31 officers. We'll see how this crew does compared to my normal crew going up there. I did put Quasi and a couple other ones to try to help things out. Let's see. We'll see what kind of hull damage we're going to get from this. Okay, looks like it did pretty good. This looks like this might not be that awful of a bridge crew for this. Okay, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this chaser right away as soon as we. Okay. Recall and stop. Okay, I got the effect on that, nearly screwed it up. Okay. So let's go ahead and see how good it scores. Usually these milestones are pretty high. $28 points for the event. Let's look and see how many points we've got to get. Like I said, these ones for these augments have been always pretty high. Let's see. Wait, wow. It looks like it for me. I'm gonna have to hit. So it's not doing it on the strength of the hostile at all. It's on the rank of the officers. And most of those officers I have tier 4, but I ended up getting like 28 points for, like, we'll see here and again. Yeah, 28 points. So that means you're going to have to do 100 plus of these. Yeah, looks like I'm getting more hull damage now with my other crew. The other event was Officer Shard Acquirement. And remember what I told you guys what I do is save those premiums for events like that. And that's how I scored out on it. And for some reason, I finished the battle pass a day early. I don't know how or why, but I don't have to do it today. And today it's uh, away mission one. And again, the easiest way to complete that is to upgrade one of your officers with traits. That's the easiest way to complete that. So if you're looking for a way to finish it, that's a better way than trying to work all those away missions. Not that you shouldn't do them if they will help you out. Like for me, truthfully, if it wasn't for the loot that we got for the research, I wouldn't even do the new ones. So how's y'all's weekend going? Mine's been, I've been not feeling well. Like I was saying last night that I've kind of had like a hangover effect from my AFib attack I had on Thursday. I basically streamed with you guys yesterday and didn't do anything else. I went and um, grabbed something to eat. I was going to come back online and do some more streaming. Um, we did some of those crinome formations, and we did like 3 or 4 in a row, and then it just broke on us where we couldn't. None of us could start it anymore, which kind of blew. I mean, it took me all week to get the guys together so we could do those 70s, and when we did, we did, all some of us left with still having starts. I think I still have 4 more. I only got to do 3. So that's a bummer. Hey Taco, how you doing, man? It was kind of a bummer, but I did a lot of OPC hunting last night. What's going on in our still I don't it seems to, it only does it on the quote computer version of it, because it did that kind of like that on my Windows version, but it keeps going into Galaxy chat. But yeah, this Mining Monday is going to be interesting now that we've taken the protection off of token space. So now you can go. Oh, now I'm gonna OPC hunt and token, especially the in the silent enemy ones. So yeah, they're already trying to form a resistance to some of the changes that our alliance made in the row. That was basically what the war was about that we just had. I mean, some of it was some hangover from like the last incursions. This current incursion is going to be interesting because, like I said, I'm not going to be very involved because of work. Yeah, I'm not going to get. I'm not going to like this crew is not nowhere close as good as the one that I use in here. I don't think I'm going to get. There's no way I'm going to get the 100 plus I'm going to need to finish the event. I'm going to have to go back and repair and come back. And then I'll show you the uh, crew that you have to do to score. I mean, you can score using any crew, but it's you won't finish the event because I think it scores. I mean, it might not score anything because I think I went and did that Federation one that they had the other day, and I wasn't scoring on it. I had to go and change crews to the crew that they had sitting here. But we'll look at that while that one's doing. So you got to You've got to have Strange New Worlds, Sam Kirk, Strange New World, Mabinga, and Giorgio, the Section 31. And then below deck, you've got to have Savick, Zev, and Alok, or whatever how you say that dude's name. But both basically the one from this current set and one from the Section 32 officers from this Section 31. And I mean, it's killing them, but you can see that I can usually do about over 200 hostiles with the crew that I use, and there's really no way that this one's going to even. I'm wondering if I'm going to get 50 out of it. See, I don't like these kind of events that's solely based on, I could shoot way down, but if I'm gonna have to do these, I want to get the drops so I can do the side missions, because really that's where the points are for me for doing this loop. I guess after I get those last researches that I want to do with the insignias, I think I could use them. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the insignias to uh, get those con points with it because it gives you a bunch. So I think I'm going to do that from after I get all the research done. Not quite there, but I've got that apex shred on tier 8, and the other ones I think is a 10 tier one as well. And I'm on 5. So basically when I get through both of those, then I might be using these insignias for the missions for con points. But I'm probably at least a month and a half before that comes into play. Because I'm gonna have to just stick with battleships. I can't go and hit interceptors or explorers. I'm gonna take too much damage. Let's see how close are we? Oh yeah, because that yeah I'm gonna have to take 2 full runs up here before I finish this. So how's y'all's weekend going? I don't know why he's coming up here. He's gonna take way too much hull damage. And he's not even going. He's not even going with the triangle. Okay, we're halfway there, I think. We got the second to the last milestone, but what they do a lot of times, the last one's double what you've already have. So probably let's see how many more that we can pop before we're gonna have to take it in. Maybe like three more, maybe. Hot. Are you ready for? I haven't been keeping up with it, man. I haven't watched WWE. I got kind of bored with it, with the product. Um, who's in the finals? Do you know? I saw Randy Orton was. I don't know if he did. He win the Randy Orton win the match, or did what's the other dude? I mean, I saw it on Facebook. I didn't actually see it online but the last few Raws that I've watched have been so bad that I haven't been keeping up with it. And then SmackDown happens when I'm at work, so it seems like that's where the good show is right now from the stuff I've seen, postings on Facebook and stuff. I would have died if I would have got that. So we ended up getting 56 drops. And let's see how many is that. 2,800. That's not bad. Let's go and look and see if that gives us a mission or not. Let's see. Let's go into the augments. Not quite. Next one will give me enough for the mission. Dang, I could have scored just a little bit more. I actually need to go in there and see how close I am to. So I made a couple of pulls last night. Let's see. So basically, I've got. Well, I guess I'll have enough to do this one after I do the next mission. Hi, hey, dude, how you doing, man? Cody Rhodes will face Orton will face Jay Uso or Rhodes. Yeah, man, I hope it's Orton because you know that it won't if it's if it's Cody if it's Cody, then they're not gonna let him go over Cena in the end because he won't get a third chance to go after Cena. So what I'm thinking that maybe Orton's gonna win, take another shot at uh, Cena, and then he'll come back and do another one. I don't know. It's been kind of I think it's kind of weird the way they're booking some of this stuff here. Like not, it, from what some of the guys have said, I didn't wasn't watching it when Kevin Owens got hurt, but what I would love for if Kevin Owens came back off an injury and beat Cena and took the title away from him in the end. Because he got kind of screwed on that whole deal with that first run that he did with Cena. When Cena was going off to do the uh, reality TV show, instead of giving uh, letting Owens go over maybe some kind of injury of like he'd been doing where he'd been throwing people to the ring post or whatever. And then when Cena comes back, they have some kind of deal that they should have uh, they should have let Owens. I mean, I had a better way that they should have done it. He should have beat he should have beat Owens. I mean, he should have beat Cena and got that Intercontinental title or the U.S. title, whatever it was that he was holding at the time, and then he still not let him lose his NXT title. And then after he goes on Monday Night Raw, when he goes out there, he has both titles, and this is before Seth Rollins got hurt. Seth Rollins got hurt. He was uh, going, and they kind of threw everything up for grabs after that. But what I would have done with Owens is I would have had him with both the titles, and then do his let him talk about being a champion and everything, and then leaving both the NXT title and the Intercontinental or the U.S. title, whatever it was that Cena had, and leave it in the ring and said, "This is not the one I came here for. I'm coming after you, Seth Rollins." That's what they should have done with it. But no, Cena had to go out on top like he always does. I mean, there might be a chance that they let him go ahead and just do what he said, where go home with the title and then have to come up with new ones. I mean, I've always disliked Cena. He was always one. I never thought his gimmicks were stupid. The white rapper and then he's in that movie in the Marine when he was not bad. Like as far as an actor goes and some of the roles that he's done, he's not been bad at any of them. He's really good in Peacemaker, but then he comes back with this saluting crap. Um, I think you need to tap the brakes on stuff like that because especially when you got people dying over in Afghanistan and Iraq, doing that kind of crap when he's doesn't have any kind of military background, just because he was in a movie, which he was a Marine, doesn't give him the right to go in there and salute and do all the stuff the whole pseudo military thing that he was doing was bullcrap. I wish some of the guys from the military would have called his ass out for it. But anyway, so we're doing this, and so I should have this one run that I got left going here. I should be able to finish it um, on this last hole. Let's look and see. I'll look on the event again. I think I'm halfway done. Yeah, I need 82. So I guess I'm a little more than halfway done. So I won't. Well, definitely a full haul will get me down. Yeah, I mean, I That's what I was telling somebody asked me about that, and I said, well, honestly, he's always been a heel, except for the super marks, you know. Yeah, I mean, he always everyone that every time I went to see a live show, the Cena sucks was a lot high, you know, was a lot louder than Let's Go Cena. You know, it was always Cena sucks was way higher than. But yeah, I think that what's so funny is that reality TV show he did with Nikki Bella kind of showed what a real tool that he is in real life, you know. So, uh, I mean, most of that crap is always fake, but you could, uh, but that's kind of sad a little bit, you know. Like all Nikki wanted was to get married and all that stuff, and when he Cena dumps her, and the next serious girlfriend he has, he marries, you know, because he said he was never gonna marry again. Whoops! I thought I'd stop that guy. I'm gonna have to get this off of here, and for we're gonna have to stop this chaser here. Why is it? What's it doing? I'm gonna have to be careful, man. I'm thinking it's gonna do one of those weird things where there it is right there. Well, that was totally weird because he should have came in a lot sooner than that. And it didn't look like he was actually chasing me. He was at a place where I was like 3 minutes ago. I mean, it's really lagging pretty bad today as far as um, payouts and stuff like that. That's really crazy how because I was up here. So why is he pointing this way? You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, so yeah, you have to use this crew. The crew, like the crew I showed some of you guys to use on here, it's I wouldn't even say it's like half as good because I think I got like 56 drops or 56 hostiles with it. Where like before the other one I have, I could do over 200 easily. So I don't. It's not horrible, but you may want to punch down a level on the hostiles because it doesn't give you points, extra points for punching up or going at your level or whatever. It's purely on the crewing. See, I'll get 28 points whether I've hit these 68s or I go down and hit 30s. So that's something to keep in mind because it is going to be a weaker crew than the ones I've been showing you guys to use up here. I'll show you here after I get done with running this run. Um, I'm using. I guess I could show you on another ship and just flash it up because some of them I've got in the ship right now. Let's see. Let's go. Assign officers. And I've got it down here. Okay. So I've got on the bridge. I've got Janeway, Anorax, or Giorgio, Section 31 Giorgio to be precise. Vial, Quasi, Nurse Chapel, E. Troy, Brianna, and Hugh. That's what I've been using down below. And you could put I don't think I updated it since the last time I would you could put that at Jockum in here, maybe in place of E. Troy. But anyway, let's get back in here and get. I want to get this done with. Need to kind of keep an eye out for what time is it? Okay, we still got like 16 minutes before the next takeover or defense. Because I don't know who's up next. We're still at war with about 4 alliances, and if one of their defenses come up, I'm going to go down there and crush some ships down in there. One of ours had theirs already for this morning. It was right before I got online or came on the stream. I decided I was going to come up here and do this because um, one of the other alliances that we're not at war with was having theirs next. And I said, well, I'll use this window to do this deal for the event, and then I decided to go ahead and go online while I'm doing it. Okay, we're almost there. We only got like maybe. I wish these battleships spawned faster. I actually wish they would have a systems where they were all the same hostiles, where they have like three, but not have as many. That way there'd be nothing but the ones that you needed. Yeah, well, unfortunately, the way this thing's going to score, um, not having her is going to hurt you point wise. It's going to be harder to complete the event because the way that the event rolls out, you've got to have on the bridge, you've got to have Strange New Worlds, Kirk, Strange New World, Babinga, and Section 31 Giorgio. And then below deck, you've got to have her, Zev, and that dude. And those two dudes I don't have very high because they're not. I didn't see them as I think mine are only like tier 2 or 3. So I could possibly score higher if either one of those officers, both at least all my bridge crew is tier 4. But Savick and the other 2 are I think they're all three of them are tier 3. Let's look. Let's see where. No, I only have him. Well, he's not one of the crew I got on need for this. See, I got Zeb as 2. He is 2, and no, I was wrong. I was just the opposite. She's tier 3, and these two guys are tier 2. So that hurts me point wise because that's how they score on the thing. If you look about what tier you have those officers, so I could possibly have scored higher if I had those two officers up higher. But I don't see them as must tier up officers. But Savik is not that bad of an officer. She has some decent abilities. If I had some extra cash, I would probably go in and I don't know. I don't know if $100 pack would get her over the top. So I think I'm done with the event now. So let's look and see. I think I am. Yeah. See, I didn't complete this one because I could only use priority 1 assignments, and the only way to complete that was if you went on there and bought time speed ups for it, and I wasn't going to do that. But if it's like the one last one, they give you more missions than you need to finish the event. If it's gonna be like the one they just did last arc or 2 weeks ago when we did it, there were more events than there was because let's see, we get uh so we got 7 more days, so that's gonna be 14 events, and I've got 5 done, so I've got 1 extra. I was thinking that last time, the last day, I was just doing it for the loot and not for clearing it. So I didn't feel that bad about not finishing the event. I mean, they should do that more often because sometimes there's just ones that you can't complete or ones you just don't want to do. I mean, some guys, it might be this one because you had to grind so many of them. But I'm like 7 upgrades of being able to take my big Kretschna up to 17. And what's cool about that, that'll unlock the next tier of the cube as well. Because it needs, to unlock this thing, I gotta have playing the tier 7. You've got, 18? I thought it was 17. And the other one was 18. Dang it. Nope. Gosh, dog it. Never mind. I thought I guess 18 unlocks on both because there's one more tier after 17, and I know that someone said it was for G7, but I've already seen guys with a tier 18 with rolling about 160 on the power, so it must unlock both of them at 18, I guess. Gosh, I thought 17 unlocked 17 and 18 unlocked 18, but that's not the way it goes. So I'm gonna do where I do even 50, then I'm gonna fly it back. That'll give me enough to do another mission, and then it will give me enough to finish that apex shred research. I mean, for me, uh, this arc has been a mixed bag. But or I'm counting both arcs together. The one that we had previously was part one. This is part two. Part one, there's was has never been a better officer requisition arc in the history of the game. Um, Now, for the mechanic itself, I'm not a fan of the mechanic, even though I've hit it hard, just because there were so many, the rewards of doing it is so high that you can't ignore it. Like on the Mirrorverse one, I was able to cherry pick what I wanted to do out of it. But this one, the way it's so convoluted and you have to do this to do that, to do that, to do this, that but even after this is when we start I think next week is just kind of one of the tweener weeks that we have. I know we're going to have incursions next Friday, and we'll probably have invasions. This is not official, but if I can just go by what they've been doing here in the last couple of times, is invasions has always been like like the Tuesday or Wednesday before incursions. So I'm thinking Tuesday because that gives it enough time for the thing to end for incursions to start. Or they could even do it tomorrow. But I would expect to see the invasions come back Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday this week. And because of this arc and the way that you can source DeMarco shards so easily, not easily, but you can. Um, it doesn't make engaging with the invasions all that important anymore. Because literally that's the worst way to source her is through that because of the way that they had the cooldowns for that stupid scrap. One of the things I think I'm going to do, like a lot of my plans have gotten thrown up in the air because me being sick earlier in the week, I'm going to go ahead and fly it back for my heart thing. I've changed some of the things I was going to do this week. I'm going to look into making some what they call scenes in this program. I'm going to try to see if I can make a scene that where I can have people on for like an interview or whatever. I'm going to put it out there to see if I can talk to Hamster, see if he would come on and talk to me about the game. We've had dialogue and off channel for some stuff. I'm gonna see if he will come on channel with me now that my stream is probably has gotten, especially on YouTube. my following on Twitch has not been that great. I guess a lot of it has because I'm not playing the game. All the little stupid things that they've got in their thing. I'm just basically streaming and just doing my thing. But on YouTube, my stream gets a lot of action. And it's funny that most of the time, all the comments are people from, uh, oh, hey, guy, I'm sorry, I missed this comment. You said just moved into G6 economy, didn't expect to be so expensive. What you need to do is look at that. I had a video on YouTube, um, you know, what to expect when you go to 61. But your best friend, far as speed ups and stuff like that, is going to be mirror space where those transports are. Whether you go in the uncommon one, which I never did the uncommon ones. I mean the common ones. I've always done the uncommon ones, the ones that are like, uh, let's go here. But some of my lower level viewers had informed me that there was this version of it in the common space too that I didn't know about, just because I was already a higher ops level than where I would. That's not somewhere where I would have went. But oh, come on, just drug my some of my screens over. Let's see if we can just go into mirror space. But since you're 61, what you're going to have to do is, right now you're not going to be able. It's not. I don't know if it's going to help you that much, but as soon as you get a ship that's strong enough to, because I think these are going to be all still G5 stuff. It's not going to help you all that much, but this one here and these two spaces right here are the reason why part of the reason why I'm a 70 and not still at 66 or 67, because they're a good place to get Sigma speed ups. They happen in the drops, like right up here where I'm getting this stuff for the augmented stuff. You would get Sigma speed up drops. And what I would do, I would do like 2 runs at a time, and then pull them. And usually I would get anywhere from like 15 to 30 15-hour drops. Now there is a lower version of it the guys were telling me, and let's see if there's that one. Yeah, this one will have it too. Maybe this one as well as Vulcan. Yeah, so these you might be able to hit these until you're able to go up in the uncommon. I'm not sure about the Sigma speed up drops. I mean, you can go through there, but it'll help you with your reputation. Um, but you can go in here and see if the 61 and the 65 system will give you the Sigma speed up drops like it did for us up there. Don't know if that's a thing, because the guy that had told me about it was grinding in these two systems, so he wasn't a 61 plus. But it's something to see, especially if you can punch up and go into 65. Your odds are getting some speed ups maybe be better than the 61 maybe. But yeah, because basically before I got this software and I could dual stream, I basically used uh, Twitch just so I could stream something and I would export it immediately to YouTube. But one of the things I need to go in and do some of my instructional videos. I haven't done one in a while. I have one in that I haven't edited yet that I already that's already obsolete because I'm doing something different now. I found a better crew. Um, but anyway, okay. I don't think there's any other events left. I think I'm got everything done. Today was kind of a light day. One thing I haven't done is the one thing I did do this morning is I set it up as soon as 11 o'clock or 11 o'clock or event reset. I already had my crystal mined and I just bought the ticket. I mean, not bought the ticket, but I used my ticket and then I just sent my miner home and I was done with it. I kind of combined it with my daily and that because I knew it was going to be crystal because the other two we'd already done ore and gas. Okay, let's see. I don't really do this one anymore, but because I don't really use the discovery all that much. Now we could go and do this one. I do need the whatchamacallit loot. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and put the little ship in here. And we'll do it. You know, normally I usually would go into that 68 or 60, 70 system and get just for the speed ups, but I actually need the other loot. Where's that stupid ship? There it is. I passed it. Okay, we'll put a loot crew in there. Let's see. That will be just fine. We'll take the protector. Again, I'm at war, so there's a chance I could get sniped, but it's funny. I took somebody's G6 ship out with this in mirror space, which I thought was kind of funny. Let's see if this guy is see how you can check and see if he has already been there and got popped out is by looking at that. Seeing if he's got any loot, if he's OPC. That was something that we've taken the protection off of all the spaces here. Like this used to be protected unless there was an event that called for you to. This space used to be protected. Token space was protected. We recently taken it off, or I want to say that wasn't a choice by some of the. I think it's Breen or yeah. Let's go up here. I'm hoping I did some research. I'm hoping the warp research will let me go into a higher system. I've been stuck in this 58 system forever. But I'm out of that loot. I mean, I had so much extra of that stuff it didn't really matter. Let's see what space is this. Jeez, man. Here's one of our enemies. I'm going to see if I can get him before he goes out. Let's get him. Did we get any loot out of that? Yeah, we got some. Yeah, I keep forgetting this is a explorer. But yeah, I need crystal and uncommon interceptor parts. That's going to be my biggest thing for the next week because it's going to be as high as the upgrades are for for my Kretschna here, man. It's probably going to take me like 2 weeks to get one upgrade. Because like I was telling the guys, one of those upgrades, if you wanted to just freak out, go ahead and buy one of the upgrades, it would cost you about $400 because it does, unless you get one of those ones, those really good packs that they have like 30,000 or 40,000 of the parts, but most of them only have like 18,000 or something, and you need like 90,000 for each of the upgrades, pretty much, or the ones that are going to be the hardest to upgrade. But there are a couple I think I can get enough this week to get one of them done. Luckily, this thing has this wolf here. As soon as we get the milestones on it and whatnot, we'll go ahead and just get out of here. I'm not gonna go up here and stay up here for 30 minutes. Once I get the milestones and I get a little bit of that loot. Now the one thing is I kill the Enterprise E bonus ship pretty easily in here, which I was surprised. Yeah, I'm going against the triangle, but I just want to get out of here. But even so, you can see I'm not taking hardly any hull damage at all. I see I don't have none to even speak of. But the stupid warp range on this stupid ship. The one that I need it, I can't use, don't have it. But the other ones have incredible warp range, and this is not one of them. Like I'm stuck where I can't get into this system. Probably once I get through the warp range into that system, I probably might even be able to skip that one by the time I get there. Because I don't see the 60s being that much harder than these 58s. I mean, this ship isn't as hard to upgrade as the Vindicator or the Eviscerator, those Gorn ship. Those are like the two hardest ships in the game to upgrade. This one is number three. I would say easily number three. Because you only get that part. You can get a pull once a day, and unfortunately, they don't get bigger as the ship gets bigger. It kind of I think it stayed the same. Like some of them do when you upgrade. After you upgrade in level, the loot pool gets a little bit more friendly. I mean, well, not more friendly. It just gets higher. Sorry about that. Work called. One of the guys on the other shift called because they wanted to know how I fixed something the other day. We had a computer issue, and I've figured how to reset something on there. Let's see if we're done with this event yet. Nope, we're not quite there. So I might have to go get offline, come up. Not I'm not going to stop the stream. It might be same you stall out. I had to walk in the other room to talk to them. If he calls back and that doesn't work, then I may have to go right back in there. How close am I to be done with this? Oh, God. Oh, I'm not even halfway done. You were having an issue with one of our filters where the valves, they got like this system that blows air into the filter to break it up while they're backwashing it. And the timer on it was too slow for the valve. And what I did was I put the valve in manual and opened the valve myself. Um, to stop it from timing out. That was what was happening to him. It was getting stuck in one of the sequences. I'd seen that happen before, but their SCADA system, or the program that runs everything, is a little bit more finicky than the other two water districts I worked for. But I'd worked back before we had computer systems that did the backwashes, where we had to do it ourselves completely. So that kind of gave me a little bit of upper hand. So when it was screwing up, I could just always go old school on it. Hold on just a second. Well, that wasn't work. That was a guide friend of mine from Lake Fork. He wanted to ask me some questions about. Well, I called him while I was wanting to know how the fishing was doing because I was going to go fishing a tournament on Tuesday night, but then he wanted to ask me something about YouTube. I used to help him with his channel. But he asked me something about the membership stuff. And what was funny, I just unlocked all that stuff the other night, but like I said, the monetization that they unlocked was monetization I can get from you guys, and that's not what I'm going to do. Now, if I get a chance where I can get it from YouTube, then I might do it. I'm not totally on the fence whether I'm going to monetize the channel or not when I get the opportunity to do it. But the milestone that I unlocked was kind of a halfway milestone that uh, lets me have paywalls for you guys to pay memberships and stuff like that for, and some stupid super chat thing where y'all have to buy like uh I don't know put it this way, I don't want any of you guys to ever spend money on give me your money. If you want to do something, buy you a pack to help you in the game, support the game. But yeah, that was all that was about. I was hoping that it would give me some like ad revenue a little bit, maybe not the full blown thing. I thought maybe they were doing something. I know they changed some stuff since the guy I just talked about when I was doing his channel. They changed some stuff up, and I didn't know whether that is, but still, the until I get a thousand subscribers, um, I won't really unlock the real monetization of this channel, and I'm not that far off. But I think if I sat there and hyped it like a lot of people do on these things, maybe I would have it by now. But like I said, I'm not sure that I really want that. But back in the old days, if you didn't monetize it, you didn't even put the ads on. See, now they get ad revenue from me, whether a partner or what, you know. So that kind of blows. Let's see how close am I to getting done with this one. Okay, I'm on the last milestone. But my buddy, it makes sense. It makes sense why he's got the paywalls and stuff for what he's doing. But it's not really something that I'm interested in. I mean, I'm happy that you guys just watch the channel and comment and do some of the stuff that you do. I don't need your cash. My fishing channel never got to the point where I could monetize it, but my firearms channel did. But I've chosen to not to do it just because there was a lot of harassment, especially back then. There was a lot of harassment with the firearms. There was guys, like I said, they had nightmare stories about big channels that were on here that had big, humongous followings. They were getting shadow banned, and uh, they were doing funky things with their numbers and stuff. where like their numbers didn't compute to what was on the screen and stuff. They were doing some really shady things to the guys that had firearm related channels on this YouTube. And it actually came to a point where there was a guy, I don't know how successful it was because I kind of got left that kind of group about the time that this guy had, wasn't like a Patreon, but it was something similar to a Patreon that he created uh, for some of the gun channels. I think I got invited to join it, but I was into the point where I knew that I wasn't going to do any new content anytime soon. And I ended up not doing any more content because what had happened is I got injured at my old job. Um, it hurt my shoulder and my elbow, and it, the elbow injury ended up going into tendonitis. And what's weird about it is your pointer finger or your trigger finger, there is some kind of tendon that goes right down into your elbow, and I could go to the range and maybe only shoot like 5 magazines worth of ammo, and the next day I could hardly write my name. And so I had to really kind of stop doing it. And it's better now, but it took it a long time before it got well. I had to go and do a bunch of physical therapy for it, actually. I mean, they didn't think I was going to get my full range of motion in my shoulder back, but I actually did. But man, that dude that was in doing that physical therapy, he would put me on one of those tables and stretch me, man. You would think he was Stu Hart or something, man, because it. I mean, I would hurt really bad after every session, but man, he got my range of motion back. It was painful as all get out, but you know, I could kind of I could kind of relate what it being in the Stu Hart dungeon in that because man, he would stretch that shoulder and but I got all my range of motion back, which even the orthopedic doctor was surprised. Okay, what time is it? I think I missed the who was who was oh well, I guess they're changing between these. I don't know who dropped. We'll see. I missed that one. It's crap. That sucks. Let's see. We got 12 seconds. Let's see who changed. There's one of them. One of them either gave property up and one gave each other. They're a group together. Yeah. Damn it. That would have been a good one to pop. We'll see at the top of the hour, whoever goes. If we stay on, I might get off here in a minute. Because there really isn't nothing left on here to do very. Oh, why did it put in? I need to go in here and. Okay, I'm done. So I'm going to go over here and get back in here. It's weird. If I would have clicked on that, it would stop the artifact. I need to get that last. Come on, we need to get that last. Gosh, this loot. I should have put, you know what I should have did? I should have put the E Picard with Rachel Garrett on here to get extra loot. I didn't think of it. I just really wanted to get in here and get it over with. Here. We're getting 26 on each one of these. God, this is horrible. I'm getting there. Maybe 10 more. How much time do I got left in here? Four minutes. What are the drops here? They give you loot or they give you just stuff? Yeah, you got some raw trillium. Yeah, you got some of the loot, so that's good. Gotta be almost done with this. Yeah, I should have brought the EPA card crew. I'll show you which crew I should have put in here. I wasn't thinking. I haven't done this. I hadn't done one of these runs in a month or more. That looks like that got me my last milestone. Yeah, one big shard of Naismith on there. I guess I could stay the extra minute. Oh, there's another loot ship. Or I could just cancel it. There we go. Yeah, this ship is way overpowered for these hostiles. This whole warp. range lockout is stupid. It isn't like it's low tiered. I think it's like a tier 10. And for this ship, the first thing that I think I did last time I tiered it up was the warp range, because I thought before I even tiered it up to where it's at now, I thought for sure that was going to put me into this system here, but it didn't. Okay, we're done. Let's slide back. So I got like a million, and I got close to a million far as in drops too. So that's going to be a nice. So I'll make a pull as soon as I get back. Ugh. See, look how little damage it did to it. Yeah, this one, an Eviscerator, has the worst warp range of any of these ships, these specialty ships. So I've got one more. I'm like two pulls away from in that refinery from tearing it up to tier. Yeah, I was right. It was on tier 10. So there's no reason why it shouldn't be able to go in that next system. Let's go up in this refinery. We'll go into, where's mirror? There we go. Now I got a pull right there. Okay. Let's see. No, I still got 12 hours before I can make that pull. All right, let's get rid of it. Now the crew that I should have ran is this one instead. That's the augment loot crew, but the only difference I would put in here, I'd put E-data back in here. I'd put E-data right there instead. That's the crew I should have ran up there with. That's the one I should have did. I would have got way more loot than what I got. But like I said, I haven't. It's been over a month since the last time I'd done one of those runs, so it wasn't front in my mind. Ugh. All right, let's go in there and do some. Let's go into the research. Oh yeah, we need. Well, let's do that mission, and we can get. We can do my. Uh, we can get that research done. Let's see. All right, so we should have one for champion mission. There we go. So we do this. Detected. Go. And it pays out these insignia loot. And I can use the insignia now to go do the research I need to do, which is going to put me really in a good spot here. Let's see, we gonna need to go there. So I've got one more tier and I'm done with the shred. And I'll just speed it up. So I've got to do rerouting shoe. Okay, it's gonna make me do these last ones before I can do that. So that'll give me a chance to finish this one up. There's stuff for the junker. What is this? Parts. I'm gonna say that's what I need. I need to do these two. That's the one that you want to. For me, those are two more. That's the only reason to do the junker thing at all is for that. Okay, let's see what we got left on this one. Okay, let's do that one. The cool thing is this does on all my ships, not just the junker. There's like two different. We did a bunch of these last night, so I got a bunch of stuff. Okay, so what is this is for? I'm gonna wait till I get more. Where's the Galaxy Quest one? Oh no, it's got its own thing and mirror. Let's see if we got enough premium dust to pull anything. Okay. Definitely. I would love to have done one of the other ones, but this is like the most important one to me right now. Because these premiums, they got some really good stuff. But right now, nothing's more important than these two. All right. Sounds like my delivery you got here. That's a big box. Here. Eat that. All right. Amazon. All right, I'm gonna put my crew back here. Yeah. Making sure I got everybody loaded back up. I think I found somebody else to put below deck instead of him. Nope. Let's go with that for right now. I'll come back and tweak some of these now. I did some moving around. Wait a minute, which one is this one? There we go. We need to change ships back to the... But yeah, I got a big delivery here from Amazon. I was gonna go to my nephew's house and see my little nephews, but I knew this delivery. I knew that they would just leave it out. We have lockers out there, but sometimes the bigger stuff they'll just leave out. I didn't want it to get stolen. I figured it was going to come in multiple boxes, not just one big one. Need to go in there. I need to get offline and check and make sure none of these books were damaged. Okay, where am I at? I need to... Oh yeah, I need this is the crew. Okay, and let's see, do I have who do I have in the Wallux? Yeah. Okay, good. All right, think I'm gonna shield off. I'm gonna take one more peek to make sure I didn't forget something. I don't think there's any new events here. At least that gave me some points in this. I think I need to do these real quick. What's left on the hostile hunt? Oh. I'll do this later tonight. I mean, I just put some con stuff in there. I guess it doesn't count for con. Yeah, I'm gonna get offline here after I get. I'm gonna do these real quick. I gotta check those books. Make sure that the box kind of looks a little sketchy. I got a commentary set, so I was gonna look and I thought it would be like in 3 boxes, but it's in 1 box, and there's like a little bit of a dent on one of the sides of it. Okay, we can go into. We'll get the rewards. But I think I've got everything as far as events done for today. Like tonight's going to be fun because of Mining Monday and the war and everything. So it's going to be fun tonight. Especially those alliances or farming alliances, they've got to score in that event. So it would make it pretty, it's going to make it pretty fun. It was fun last night, man. I probably got like somewhere between 8 and 10 million worth of 6-star mats last night from OCP and taking out enemies. I brought that part of my game back, and I tell you, the ship that I'm using right now to OPC hunt is my Revenant, and the reason why is for one reason and one reason only, is because it's got a huge cargo hold. I can make the rounds of all the space and still, and it's not too shabby on the power. That's going to take out any Selkie or any 68 ship, mining ship. But the cool thing about that is its cargo hold. You got 49 million, almost 50 million in the cargo hold. See, my tally would have been back in the day before 60. Before 61, my tally, I used it to OPC hunt, but this one has more room than my tally does, and it's more powerful. Because it was touch and go on some of the higher tilled silkies and my tally. Let's swap ships back. But anyway. All right, guys, I'll see you later. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this delivery here and see if everything's cool with the box. Like I said, the box is kind of sketchy looking.